Oh, hi, how are you doing? You can check out my TikTok page to see why it is out of breath. But let's just say it's Beyonce. Okay? Anyway, hi, how are you? My name is Gray, and welcome to the Gray Closet. Today, we will be unpacking this fabulous two-piece jumpsuit situation. Okay, it's a leotard and some flared stretch pants. Now, when it comes to this look, I was inspired by Kimora Lee Simmons' daughter, and I feel bad because I don't know what her name is, but it was like a picture from a couple of years ago. Let me post it right here. So I wanted something similar to that, and with time, I eventually made it something of my own and what would work with my closet. And I've done jumpsuits before. One thing I can tell about a jumpsuit is that you don't get as much versatility from a jumpsuit as you would like, So I try to stay away from them. I don't like making jumpsuits. So instead, what I've decided to do is to make this two-piece situation, which is a leotard and a stretch knit pants. Now, the follow-up to this, to be able to make it my own, I looked at these pictures, the ones that you can see on your screen right now, and I was like, I want something similar to that. It gives like body, it gives fantasy, it gives a lot of things. And I was like, that's exactly what I want. And I decided, okay, fine, cool, we're gonna do that. Right now, around the same time, I got this fabric. But this fabric, I got it like, I wanna say it's been 2 years, but I got it at the same time. Did I get it at the same time as the coat fabric? Probably I got it around the same time, around 2024, 2023. And I told myself I'm gonna make that, but then I ended up making this, and it really did work out really well. It was the right material for this look, and also this is very versatile. I can do a lot of things with this, and originally I wanted to like have some sort of like dangly situation at the back, but as you will see, I opted out of that, and I'll explain why a bit later. So we started off by cutting. We started off by the design. How did I start off with this? I drape? Oh yeah, I had a leotard. Right? So this is the leotard that I'm talking about. It was purchased a couple of years ago. I want to say like in 2018, 17. So yeah, this is what we're going to be working with, and we traced it out first. And once we had the pattern done, it was time to actually like alter it. So the first thing that I did is alter the neckline to be, more curved than like sharp at the point. And from that point, I then measured in like I needed it to be more deeper because let the TDs out. So I wanted it to be actually like more of a deep V-neck than it actually is currently. I kept the straps pretty much the same for the most part. And then when it came to the, you know, what I wonder what that's called. I should find out. So the leg opening, right? I had to alter that because, like I've said before, like on my TikTok page, I really pay a lot of attention to this curve because even with my Doja Cat outfit, this was a very important curve. I needed it to like almost just underneath where the natural waist hits. That's where I needed that leg opening to be. So with the back, what I had to do, I believe I measured in it's 1 inch. So I just made like a measurement of 1 inch across. So around the arm hole and also the back. So I had to do that. So it's gonna create this like hollow space.
and then I kind of sort of like trace in, as you will see, the lines that would become like your chain or your, your fabric that's going to be cut out. So that's what that would be. Now, when it comes to the leg opening at the back, right? I actually did about 3 mock-ups for this entire look. Okay, both the pants, the top, I only did 2, and then the pants I did 3. But you're only gonna see like 1 mock-up because, like, getting the fit right when it comes to very well fitted clothing is a lot. That this right here is actually too low, and it's also what's this? It's actually, it doesn't curve in properly, as you will see when I explain, right? So it's trial and error. You have to, like, this is one of the things. This is why I always say that sewing is an expensive hobby, because you, like, making a mock up is necessary. And for this in particular, see, that's very low. That line was low. It needed to be all the way up closer to the side seam. So now, these are the leather pants. Honestly speaking, these were not good enough. Like, they worked with the leather, but for some reason with the fabric that I had, they just didn't work. So I had to, like, create completely new mock-ups, which I did not really showcase. See, I just extended the waistline, but that was not enough for what I had to do. Like, it was a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the fact that I'm actually ahead of schedule is fabulous. I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to, like, making videos and stuff, because this was supposed to be quick, but it wasn't, because you just have to keep making a different mock-up. So speaking of, like, mock-up fabric, I have, like, purchased, like, a bunch of this stretch, very cheap fabric for this very reason, for, like, to be able to, if you like, if you do make, stretchy clothes, you're gonna have to make mock-ups. There's no way around it. So currently I'm just sewing the mock-up for that. So I'm using a serger because that's what I'm going to end up using for, like, to finish most of the seams, except for, like, the top stitching. The top stitching, I believe it was a zigzag stitch. So because I don't have my sewing machine doesn't have a lightning stitch, eventually once we money up, we are going to, zhuzh the equipment. Okay, so this is the first mock-up. Okay, this is how it looks like. For the most part, the pants are fine, everything is fine, because the idea behind the pants is, let me just put this here. The idea behind the pants is they will, don't mind the wrinkling at the bottom. It's fine. It's fine. It's because of the machine. It's fine. It's the tension thing. So this is the fantasy, right? Something that's gonna go around. I haven't really played around with how that's gonna be. I just grabbed whatever fabric. So that's the idea. It's gonna have that, or a little bit further, maybe here. So that's the idea. The front, for the most part, I like everything that's going on. And you'll be like, okay, but this is a little bit too low. No, it's not. I know what I want to do here, right? And it's also gonna explain what's happening in the back. The way this hits, it hits exactly where I need it to hit. I didn't add any seam allowance to this so that I can just see, how it would look like. I like this here. I like everything in the front. Now the back, which I don't know if I'm gonna have to censor that, but, like, okay, so this is the back. This is what we're dealing with. Pants wise, the back, definitely need to bring it up. I don't think I need to bring it up. I think I can bring it up probably by 1 inch right here. Bring it up by 1 inch. There will be an elastic just to be able to just, hold everything together. And now,
when it comes to this, I'm actually thinking that this is not how it was supposed to look like, right? I was gonna like make a string and then attach each, row. I just like cut it this way so that I can just have the vision, the idea. I think I'm gonna do this with like some sort of chain, but the fit matters, because one thing is for sure is that this part here, there's supposed to be something that's basically, I cut it too short. I need to, there's a certain point that's supposed to be like, underwear. So it's supposed to like fill in like that and then go up and then these start. So that's what I need to adjust for the most part. And you can see like it's really like almost, it's stretching, it's pulling. So we definitely just need to bring that point up to like this point and then do that. And then you will have, I think I'm gonna use like a chain, like maybe a gold chain, and to that gold chain right here at these 2 points, like just holding this together. And then that's the look. I really do think that that's the fantasy, honestly. I'm not sure about this. No, I'm sure about it, but it has to be done. Let me think. What's the fantasy? Is it long enough? Is it too short? What are we doing with it? Yeah, that's the update. So I'm just gonna make those alterations and then I'll put everything together. I need to just go get some chain somewhere. I think I have a chain somewhere here. There's a chain situation that I can use. And then what else? Yeah, that's it. Hey, I will cut two of these, and I will interface definitely. Cut two. I'll cut two of each, piece. I'm gonna decide on the shape of it, if it's going to be like a triangle or like it's gonna be angled at a certain point. And I feel like one part should be smaller and then the other part longer, and then I have to decide which side would I really want to wear it, mostly, if like I want to wear it up here or if I want to wear it on this side, and we'll take it from there. I don't know if it's something that I wanted to be like permanently in one position. We're gonna make those decisions like tonight, and I'll just sew everything and put it together tomorrow. This is a very quick thing. Yeah, I probably might cut the fabric tonight also. Yeah, I'm just thinking, is there anything else to this? So there's nothing else. This is the fantasy. I really like where it hits. It hits exactly where I need it to hit because I want to show some skin. Period. Yes, Miss Mama. And then, I don't know. I'm gonna double check what's going on here. I'm just checking it because it seems like it's a little bit skew, but I don't know if that's because like the machine's tension is pulling, or if like there is something that needs to be altered. But I'll just double check that. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna cut. Honestly speaking, cutting on the floor is just so much easier, So I'm gonna cut the pants and the leotard out, but the back, which is this one, has some alterations that I need to do. I need to extend it a little bit and like maybe 1.5 on each side, so that the way that my heels sit they need to sit really well, because I only like ever wear I usually wear heels. So that's what we're gonna do. I was very lazy to alter this, and I'm just like, you know what, girl, just do it. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it on the fabric and then we will sew it tomorrow. Yeah. So what I basically am demonstrating here is that you're gonna have to underline, because the leotard is underlined with this. Also, the fabric is stretchy. So what I'm basically doing is I changed my needle. Good for me. I actually like put in a new fresh stretch needle for this, and then I stitched all along, like the front and the back separately. But it's very important that when you're doing this, because this is stretch fabric, you need to work your way from the top going down. So shoulder seams, and then from the shoulder seams you do the armhole seam, and then you do the neck seam, and then from the neck seam you do the side seams, and then from the side seams you would do the
leg opening seams, and then you would do the crotch seam, and like you do it, left, right, very similar to how if you like, when you're changing your tire in your car, you don't just put in the bolts like, clockwise or what's this, anti-clockwise. What you have to do is like do it, crisscross. So that's the idea, so that you can, like, everything can like sit well. Otherwise you're gonna stretch things out like in a crazy way. So what I ended up doing here, this is when I'm serging the two pieces together, the back. So the back center seam, I am serging that. And now once it is fully interlined, or rather underlined, it will be, you will put everything together. So you will attach at the seams. So now let's move on to the pants. Now you're going to do the crotch seam first with the pants. If you don't have a serger, get yourself a zigzag stitch. Now, even though it's not obvious here, I'm actually paying a lot of attention to the fact that this has horizontal stripes. The stripes on my thing actually match. And I'll one day show you all a video on how you match your patterns, but basically that's what you're doing. And now I am like putting in the dot. Like, I know my body really well, so I know that it's a 4.5 inch dot at the back. It's from the center crotch seam about 4 inches out, right? So that's what I do, and then done. That's like how I do my dot. So now we're gonna like basically stitch the side seams of the pants. And again, we are going to be using a serger because life is so much easier with a serger. I really do implore you, if you are serious about sewing. I know the girls don't say, they all tell you can use a zigzag stitch. A zigzag stitch is not as good as a serger. I will tell you this right now. It will change your life using a serger. One of the reasons why that I even have this page right now and I feel confident enough to be able to is because I have a serger. Like, there's so many different things that you can do with a serger. You cannot be French seaming French using a French seam and Hong Kong seam and bias tape on, or like, zigzag stitching every single piece of clothing. It will look cheap. Get you a serger. Like, get yourself a regular sewing machine as you're starting out learning how to sew. 6 months, 8 months in, get you a serger. Now we're going to do the inner seam. Once that's done, we will do the you're basically just going to serge the raw edges, because that's what we're doing here. We're not actually putting in like any sort of, we're not finishing, except serge the raw edges for the waist and also the hem. So that's what you're gonna do, right? So that nothing frays, even though this fabric doesn't fray, but it does roll back because it is, a jersey knit situation. So that's what you're gonna do. Okay, let's just pop that, thingamajiggy. Okay, yes, honey, you better surge. I'm really living for Anne Hathaway's, the greatest hits for Mother Mary. I'm living, like, that's what I'm listening to. And the only reason that you can't hear, like, the actual sewing is because I'm blasting music. Otherwise, you'd be able to hear it. Trust. Anyway, so now you are going to fold in once, since we've already done the hem, or rather we've already handled the raw edges. You don't have to like fold it twice, but like just fold it in once. I did I want to say 0.5 inches, 1 inch, 1 centimeter hem of, for the pants. That's what I did. It was just straightforward. I use a straight stitch here. You don't have to use a zigzag stitch here. It's not necessary. Like, you're not stretching that part. Now, you will attach the leotard at the side seams, right? And also at the shoulder seams. And I use the serger for this also, because again, we are gonna make our lives easy. Okay? Yes. Now let's go through. All right. So now, if you've ever noticed your underwear has this like piece of fabric that's like in between. That's what I'm connecting. So that crotch piece of underwear, I don't know what it's called. So serge that to both the back and the front crotch. Serge it in, and then we will move on. So now what I'm doing here is basically serging all the raw edges. So that's like the leg opening raw edge, the neckline raw edge, which that's a bit tricky because there is like it's curved in, so it's like a V-neck. So with a serger, it's not like you can like pivot. But yeah, so I did that, and then also the armhole, and yeah, also the back, like the huge back opening. See that? That's what we're talking about. Yep, yep. So I'm showing you all of that.
So in the spirit of not buying fabric and stuff, I have this chain, right, which I'm gonna connect here to here, and then it's supposed to like be the back, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough to do what I need to do, to be honest, with this. And I don't think I've got any other chains in the house, and this needs to be done like today. Tomorrow I'm doing the shoot, so whatever chain situation ends up being here, at least like if I have 3 rows, I'll be fine, and then I just have this part, and then I'll be done. But for the most part, everything is done. This is done, and this is done. I'm just gonna add an elastic at the top. The bottom is hemmed. Yeah, it's done. What else? Yeah, I am just gonna finish this now, which I'm just gonna fold in, zigzag stitch down, and yeah. Okay, I'm gonna show you that part, and then afterwards I'm gonna show you the reveal. Or maybe I'll still show you how I'm gonna do this, and then I'll show you the reveal. Okay, so this is what I've decided, right? I'm gonna leave this part backless, but I'll explain why. And then I didn't have enough fabric to actually do the thing that I wanted to do, but I actually have a better idea. And then the front of this, I will only add a little bit of the chain here just for now. And now what I'm going to do is gonna add elastic from like around the hip area, just a little, so that there can be a little bit of tension there. And at the back, mainly like around like scapular area here, right? I'm gonna add like an elastic there, and then everywhere else there's no need for elastic. When I tried it on, it was unnecessary. And then here everything's just gonna be folded in once, zigzag stitch all over. And here I'm gonna add an elastic, like, hold, let me show you. But no, I don't have like, it's still in the washer, but anyway, there's a pair of pants of mine that has like got an elastic around here, and then I'm gonna flip it once and then call it a day. Then you just stitch it on the sides. And then to that, the reason why I don't want to use this is because it looks cheap, to be honest. And there's something else that I want to do with these pants in the future. The idea that I had is I want like chain, but the thing is I'll figure it out. I want to go to the store, and you will see it in a video probably in June or early July, because there's a video I want to like that basically is like upcycling some of my pieces, and this will be a part of that, because I want to add like either chains or something to this. But for now I'm just going to add the chain here. I'm going to leave the back backless, and then I'm going to add the elastic, and then we are done.
So I need to first of all, the video is different because my phone, the battery died. Now I need to explain what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing is like at the points that I told you about, right, which is at the hip and also around the back by the scapula, where I'm gonna add some elastic. The way that I attach that is that like at certain points where you feel, it was more so at the back. There was more elastic than the front, right? And so you pin in place, at 3 points. That's what you should do. I need to edit that. I'm just realizing my sister's baby is like all up in this, and I'm not gonna have that, so I need to edit her out. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. So now, what I'm actually doing is like zigzag stitching, um, folding in like the raw edges, right? They're not raw, the serged edges. So that's what I'm doing. I'm zigzag stitching around the neckline, the armhole, and the every other place. Now this is the waistband. So you will just join it by zigzag stitching it together so that there isn't any bulk. And then you will attach it at each point around your waist.
Okay, now without, further ado, here is the reveal. Okay, thank you so much for subscribing and staying tuned, watching, and again turn on those notification bells, subscribe, follow me on TikTok at Gray Brennan, and also the next video will be the Met Gala video. So I am 110% going to be posting on the 4th of May. The video will be up on the 4th, but technically speaking, the Met Gala is like in the afternoon-ish, so it would already be out by then. Yeah, I'll make sure that it's like on the 4th in South Africa. It will technically be the 3rd in the US, depending on who's watching this, girl. I really don't know. But yeah, and then yeah, so that's what's going to be happening. And the whole look is already like literally I'm starting it tomorrow, which is the 20. What's the day today? Yeah, today's the 22nd. Tomorrow's the 23rd. So I'm starting it tomorrow. And like when I tell you, like everything is conceptually like ready for this. I'm ready to give y'all a look like that is really, honestly speaking, at first I was kind of sort of worried it wouldn't like be Met Gala worthy. And as I was like pouring more and more and really thinking about the concept, it really is like a very dramatic Met Gala, very in line with the concept of like fashion is art. I'll basically be painting / sculpting with fabric. Even though I said that's not what I wanted to do, I am gonna do it, but not in the way of like it will be fabric. I won't stray away from like fashion techniques. Like I won't stray away from standard fabric manipulation techniques. I'm not gonna like start using white glass in it, So I will stick to like fabric. And it's really like when I like the vision that I have in my mind is so clear, and it really took a while to really get there, but I really needed to create something that really felt of my own. And I will post the first video about this on Monday, this coming Monday, which will be today is the 22nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 27th, I believe, is when I'm gonna post the first video. So as of next week, every single day, I will be posting an update video about the Met Gala, right up until the day of the Met. So yeah, on the Met, this whole video will be out, and also everything else, including looks. And yeah, so I'm excited for that. And then right after that, we are going to, on the day of the Met Gala, we're going to work on the next project, which is going to be my favorite look from the Met Gala, which I'm very scared for that. I'm very scared for that. I'm not going to lie to you, because I hope it's not something that is like, really, the thing that really stops me from doing stuff is really like how expensive it's going to be to make that look. This look, I think even the original, the Met Gala look, the reason to why I did not, sidebar, before I just get into the Met Gala, sidebar, there's another look that I cannot wait for y'all to see. I think the look will be either June or July, but it's going to be such a stunning, it will make what I did at Met Gala look like nothing. Okay, the inspiration kicked in literally yesterday, and it's just Cynthia River. Okay, anyway, yeah, that's that on that. I forgot what I was saying about the Met Gala, but I'm not gonna say what I've already said, I think. Anyway, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for, coming along with me. And I hope you have yourself a fabulous day. Another thing is, no, it's fine. Let me leave you. we'll talk about it the next time. Bye.